All right, let's get going. My plan for this time is to make a boss room. A couple changes I just recently did on the client is I've added a DRA character, and this is actually the old dragon models, and that's in preparation for the next step we're about to do. I've also learned that instead of injecting the character data directly with the CHR system, you can actually use the underscore CHR.text and do something like this, and this refers to dra.chr, and then you can put it into your global load, and then that model is available in all zones, which in a case like mine where my server's not going to be very big, it makes more sense. Now, we got to think of another zone to overwrite, kind of like Crystal Shard, though honestly, I can start making my own custom zones. So what should we call this zone? How about like boss 1? Because I'm pretty sure, or just boss. No, let's give it a better name. Let's think of a dungeon name generator. Is there something like that? Yeah. The Ender Pits. The Dreadful Tombs. The Crystal Grotto. The Steel Lair. This is actually a lot of fun. I like the Dead Vault. The Dragon Crypt. What's something that has like a boss? Or like dragon. How about arid? No, not arid crypt. I like demonic delves. And just call it delves. How about that? Let's do that. Okay. So we're going to go back to my EQ client files. We're going to actually come here. We currently have hollows now, which we probably should rename, but regardless. And then we're going to have delves. And then it's a demonic delves is the new zone name. So we're going to go ahead and save this and put it in the Demontia zone stuff, and we're going to call it delves. Okay. Then we're actually going to create a cube. I don't have all my references, but we can assume this is a 128 by 128 room. It's a little small, but it's a starting point. So what we're actually going to do is use the scale out tool and do something like that. And something like this. Something like that maybe. And then we can just go ahead and move this back to the center point. Which, by the way, where did my coordinates go? Thank you. I like having coordinates. So now we can 0, 0. And so this room currently is 256 by 256. And we know that a player is roughly how big is a player again? I actually forget the number. I think it was like 32 by 16 or some stuff like that. What we can actually do is right click. Oh, I don't have player spawn point anymore, do I? Oops, I might want to fix that real quick. Let's do that. So in the EQ, system, I actually have a library for custom games right here. This file is missing some important info. And the easiest way for me to find that is to go look at my old one and look at like the Q3 game. And let's just do a quick comparison because apparently I'm missing something. Not fully sure what. Entities? Because like there should be a spawn or a, what is it, DM spawn or info player deathmatch. This point system? Why is this not coming in? Did I write this system wrong? EQ game, base Q2. You know what it is. I think the base Q3 needs to be renamed because it's looking for Quake 3. I think that's what's happening. Okay, let's try that. So let's go ahead and close out of this real quick. Start it up again. And let's see, can I create? There we go. See, that was the fix. So let's go ahead and reopen Delves. Let's right click, go to info and create a info player start. So now we have a little bit of a player spawn point right here, right? One thing I'm actually going to do is we're going to move the window to side view like this. And we're going to go ahead and move the object to something roughly about there. And the reason we're doing this is we want the ground to be essentially below us a little bit. And then the player will 0-0 out basically. He's roughly here. Not perfect, but we know that by default everything spawns at 0-0. So this is where the dragon's going to spawn. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and probably grow the room a little bit more because it is kind of small still. It's actually kind of hard to tell when you're top-down view. I think it's this one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stretch this wall out even more. So we're at 448. Do the same with this wall. This might be too big though. Let's actually keep it small for now. Okay, so we're going to actually create a cylinder. That's not how you create a cylinder. And we want it to be like 11 by 11. I see this is wrong. There's something. I thought there was a way to make a cylinder easier. Maybe it's this. There we go. So this is how the room's going to be. We're going to have more sides than that, but in fact, we could probably make it about 32 sides. So we get this like spherical room. Now I'm curious if I use this cut, boom. Now we have this nice circular room where you have nowhere to hide and all there is this object. Okay. I feel like the room's a little too small still. So let's fix that first. So we're going to move this out. Let's go to 512. Same thing with this side, which we don't get a measurement when we use. Okay, so now we have this large area. We need to move it so that the center point is there. Okay, Then let's do another prism, 32. And then let's go ahead and do the cutting. And now we got this nice big cylindrical room. It's a little tall, but we could fix that if we want. In fact, let's shrink it down a little bit. I don't think a perfectly square room looks right. Let's move it down. I don't know. Let's say like 256. Yeah. Why does it say Z is... Oh, that's 256. Okay. So again, let's do a prism 32. Then let's do... Ooh. I messed up the side. I did not realize you could prism it different ways. There. Then let's go ahead and do this button again. And now we have this nice little room. Hopefully it's not too small. We'll see here very soon. And again, every time I do this, the whole world is not centering again. Is that because... No, it's because the room isn't centered. There. Brush, prism, 32, go, subtract, we're done. And one other thing I need to do is we got to put a texture on this. What would be like a good dungeon room? Maybe the red. It's just a very foreboding. In fact, let's use bow wall. Then do another prism at 32. Let's do my cut. There we go. The texture repeat of all these edges is a little wonky. But the ground and roof look good. Anyways, let's give this a whirl real quick. Let's do a final brush generation. Build final. Perfect. Let's go ahead and export it. Let's go to open zone. Put some lights in there and stuff would be a good idea, but we'll wait on it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save this as in our scenes. We're going to have delves. We're going to go to properties, and the long name was demonic delves. Short name is delves. And for now, we're not going to use any of the character models. We want it indoors. We can go ahead now and import the Quake 3 map. There we go. Now we can go ahead and export. We can save the scene file. And yeah, so now we're going to go to the zones directory, find delves. Honestly, I don't think we need any of these other than the S3D, but we'll keep them just in case. We'll go ahead and put these in this directory. And the other step is we need to find my little text file that I made for Crystal Shard. And we're just going to go ahead and rename it to delves. And this will allow us to have a dragon in the center. So yeah, let's go ahead and test this. There's a couple other steps I need to do. First, I'm going to have to inject this new custom zone into the DLL. I don't think you need to recover anything. Just start up EQ game DLL. Okay, thank you. And we can go to my hollows entry. And we can go ahead and trampoline a new entry in here. and it's going to be 788, and it's going to be called delves. Delves and demonic delves. And we're going to use the next string ID, which we can go ahead and add actually. It's under, I think it's EQ string. Yep, 35154. Oh. 345. This should be a 4. This should be a 5. There we go. And let's go ahead and start the debugger. The other step, I'm going to have to go on my server and add the zone. I'll do that while this debug starts. Is this still connected? No. Okay, so I'm connecting to the DB while this loads. So now I have in my zones, I created an entry for hollows. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, create a new SQL import, start the query up, and then change it to delves and demonic delves, increment the ID, change the zone ID number to 788, and I think that's it. Just insert. Because I'm pretty sure the save point is going to be 000 by default. All right, I restarted the server real quick. Let's go try logging into Demoncia and see if we can zone over. Let's see. Hey, Fanar, my day's going good. I'm trying to make a quick boss zone for fun. While we're waiting on the zone to load, let's go ahead and also generate the waypoint stuff. Unfortunately, waypoint is hard-coded currently to Crystal Shard, which this should actually be hollows. In fact, let's edit this in... Why is edit? I want this to open with... There's no open with? Just make things annoying, don't you? Okay. So all the Crystal Shard instances need to be hollows. And all the hollows in this selection, which, by the way, something... There. Hollows. Okay, this should be delves. Sure. Now we can run this again. And that should have generated the map files, which we can inject onto the server a little later here. But now we're going to go ahead and hit zone delves. And if I did everything right, nothing happened. Why would it not work? What did I miss? Let's try this real quick. I'm going to change where this character is on the server. And actually, let me double check the server too. It may have. Nope, I don't see an event for... Let's do a find zone. Oh, there are delve B, delve A. I forgot about those, but now we have delves with plural, demonic delves, zone. And it's not working. This could be for a number of reasons. But what I'm going to do is go to my character data and just force it to 788 on one of them. Let's use Asdf. Okay, so we're going to camp out. And Asdf is an unknown zone. So that's not a good sign. That's a sign this did not get injected properly. Oh, I can see why. 788 doesn't exist. Let's fix that. I did not increment that ID, and that's enough to cause all of it not to work. So let's try this again. What should happen is you can see here, injecting zone delve 788. So that's perfect. There's Darkened Hollows and Demonic Delves. Let's go in game. The XYZ coordinates might be off. Yeah. Go to 000. There we go. There is my custom zone I just made from scratch. This room's a little too small. Wasn't, what race was a dragon again? I thought it was 64. 49. There you go. Yeah, this might be a little small. But I do have a little dragon room now. And he's pretty much hitting his head in this little area. But I could expand my cube. In fact, I think I can just hit undo a couple times. Yeah. Let's control tab, get to top view. And what we're going to need to do is really, we need to scale. I think the easiest way to do this is just with the alt one. And we can go out like pretty comfortably, you know, 4 blocks on each side. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. I think that's 4. And we're going to lift it up a little bit too, just so that we're not hitting our head constantly. Something like that. My roof is a weird number. I want it to be kind of round. Which 256 is good, but it's a little short. Let's do 384. That feels like a more round number. Okay. Another thing I may want to do is go to face mode, select the outer faces real quick. But now let's not worry about that right now. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit brush prism 32. Okay. Oops. Got to do this when we're on top-down view. There. And next, are we 0, 0? We are. So the next thing we do is we hit this button. And now we have a much larger, and the texture looks better now that it's bigger. Another thing I might do is I'm going to add some lights. Let's do something like in the very center, just add a light. Put it kind of in the center of the room. Light intensity 0, that's fine. Yeah, I think that's perfect actually, right there. Maybe a little bit more down, but about there. We'll see how that looks. I could make the light red as well. That would be kind of cool. What is that, S? No, it's E? No. Why did I make that light go away? What was the entity inspector? N. All right, so we can change the color RGB and make it blue, and I think that ends up being red for whatever reason. Let's try it. Let's go ahead and build final. Then let's go to open zone, delete the old mesh, import the new one, which is library textures, Quake 3 maps, delves, open. Now we go ahead and export. And we can go ahead and exit. We run waypoint. We basically can just start the client up again. I don't think we need to go through the steps again. And oh, I need to copy the zones over too. So pretty sure I just need the S3D. Just like that. And let's go back in. Did you make your custom race in Blender, or was it in Quake, or what program did you use? So for my custom stuff, what I've actually done is I did not make it. Instead, the tool that was used is called Animator, and it was actually made by the Open Zone folks back earlier. So if we go to, I'll show you actually real quick. If we go to my tool section, I have an animator program up here, which by the way, I should move this. In fact, I'll do this right now. We're gonna grab animator and put it into my tools. Probably just zones. There we go. And yeah, we can just close you. Animator. That's a little creepy. We can open up in my zones directory the library creatures folder, and here's all the different creatures that are actually natively supported. So like here's a snake. Disclaimer, I'm not good with this tool. But there's your classic snake, and if we go to mode sequence, and then I think press enter, you can see it animating. There's your snake. So this animator file can actually be used in OpenZone. They even have a animator file converter editor thingy here. So like we can grab snake, we can hit load, and you can actually review the figures and stuff. So like this has 3 variants. Like here's a desert snake, or a toxic snake. Here's a green snake, and that's also a green snake. Yeah, I'm not sure the difference between 1 and 0. But anyways, this tool can then be, when you export, you can export either objects.wld or the S3D, and you would set the properties so that the creatures, which are all in the library, these are all just animator files, I'm pretty sure. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. As far as making custom races, I just have to rig my own, snake and make the animations however I like. That's what this dude is and all that. Anyways, let's get in game. Let's see how this world grew. All right, so now you can see we're a lot more comfy, yet there's really nowhere you can hide, which is the intent, right? So what I'm envisioning is that either the NPC will be non-KOS, and you can literally just, walk up and fight it, but only they won't be KOS. So the moment you engage it is when the fight starts. So you're free to set up however you like, but because there's nowhere to hide, it's pretty much just boss and room. I mean, I could make it bigger, but there's also no real reason, might as well just make it tight quarters. This is plenty of room, you know what I mean, for maneuvering and such. I'm gonna just take a couple quick pictures. Let's like GM fly mode 2, or is it 1? And then go to, let's do like 50, 50, 50. Let's go to like, I don't know, 350, 00. Where is the room? Okay. So, and then let's do like 250. And this is just to show, you know, what it kind of looks like from the outside. Okay. Go ahead and put this into my devlog real quick. Oh, this is dev chat. I want to have public dev chat. Here's my boss room, just a cylinder, bloody walls. Up close. I'm calling it Demonic Delves. You like it? The race is actually displaying as kobold. That's kind of cool. I forget how I hacked that, but apparently I did. Anyways, that's pretty much the stream. I mean, this is success. I'll just push it up real quick and we're done. So we've added Dragon to Delves. Then we have some other just miscellaneous junk. In fact, Crystal Shard can go away. I don't think Crystal Shard exists anymore. So we can run fileless builder real quick. And this file shouldn't exist anymore. Yeah, refresh. Okay, next we have the file list tweaks, which is basically probably a date update for global load, which makes sense. I added Delves, I removed Crystal Shard, the input got updated, Dragon was added, EQ client tweak, player data tweak, and string was also added. And then the hollows was also added. Yep. This ain't right. We don't want those right now. Okay. This options file, I need to like stop versioning. Okay. The next thing is I did some tweaks to, yeah. So updated patcher. Push. Yep. We can go ahead and go back to 000. And we are at the place we care about. Cool. We are done, guys. I'm just going to do some cleanup. Here's all my delves file, which actually the BSP doesn't need to be versioned. I mean, I might keep it in there just because people that just pull this repo may enjoy having it. We need to also add, why is OpenZone INK. Is that why? Why does this link file... Well, regardless, we can just delete it. Added delves and hollows scenes maps. There. Okay. And what this is doing is all of my work is being tracked in the client here. And you can see that these new commits are now in place with the new zone, as well as in the zones folder, we have, all this fun stuff going on, which includes, a little weird, but library textures Quake 3 maps. This is where the .map files are and the BSPs get generated. And then in zones scenes, this is where the open zone folders are for each one. But anyways, we're done. Cool. Well, if you watch, thanks, and hope you have a good day.